Hi guys and welcome back to JKT Gaming. I'm your host, the mostest Muffa or Bun, and we're back at the week that doesn't exist in real life. That last week of the year. And what are we building? What are we building the day after the murder day? Please. Yes! Stables. Now, as I said before, we're right beside the beacon now. What are our 2 blocks for the big stable? I really want one to be a wood. Please give me a wood. I don't know how I feel about this. It's better than purple, but I don't know how I feel about bricks for a stable. We can make it work. Just wood, wood, wood. Yes, 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 yes. Acha-cha. Okay. It's gonna be a very red. It's a barn. I got barn colors. We can make this work. I can work with this. Alright, first thing first, logs. And I'm kind of just mapping out where I want the stalls, and the stalls are about a 3x2 inside, so not the walls, but the stalls themselves inside are 3x2. So that's enough room for the horse to wander around. It can turn around. Real life, obviously, you want these a bit bigger, depending on the horse. Usually, I think at least the stalls I've seen when I go to the racetracks, they're pretty, like, actually square. But these are Minecraft horses. They're not as needy as real life horses. So I've got basically 2 stalls, 2 lines of stalls, front and back. And then I've got a hallway between those 4. And a hallway between the 4 again. So it's divided into 4 quadrants. And then where the hill rises up a bit more, that last row is going to be like a little sitting area with a wash bay. That's kind of where you take the horses to get cleaned, and they have a little bath, and they get hosed down, and get a little cleaning and grooming and brushies. So that is the plan. How I'm gonna do that? I don't know. I like to make when I do build stables, I build a lot of stables. It's probably like the thing I built the most of in Minecraft in all of my years. It's not a house, though. That's the amount of houses I've had to build here this year. It might be houses now, but I have built a lot of staples, including a giant one that I think housed like 64 horses or something. Yeah, I like stables. I like horses. But when I do them, I do like to make them a bit airy, so the roofs don't connect all the way down. The horses can see out, you can see out, and I did that. I think I started doing that because things like to spawn in stalls. So, the way lighting works in Minecraft is terrible. It's a bit better now, where minus a few mobs, it has to be below 0. By the time things could still spawn below 7. So if you didn't light up your stalls correctly, you were screwed, and things would start spawning in them. So I like to make them airy. You can see in. Horse logic that horses can now touch noses through the fences. He's cute. He's cute. And I'm putting podzol down for their bedding. It is the closest I've got to straw without using actual hay bales, which are just a bit too yellow. And we are going off the side of the cliff, as you can see, and I feel like I did a good job with where the building goes off the side of the cliff. You guys can be the judge of that later. But you can see the pattern, basically, minus the outside. Brick wall with fence layer on top. But for the outside parts, it's staircases facing outwards with trapdoors. And I'm glad I got a cha-cha for that, because the trapdoors match the fences. In color, obviously. But, like, they've got that airy feeling that the fences do. And normally I actually raise my gates off the ground so that they're, like, eye level. This time I decided to keep them floor length because I do not have the... Words are hard. Usually I put logs in the middle where that wall is, but I have walls this time, so they cannot stand on them. And here you can kind of see where I'm playing, where it's going off the cliff, and it's kind of melding into the wall. I don't know. I like it. I feel like I did a good job. So we've got our... Over here, this side's going to be our wash basin, and then this is going to be our human exit. Alright, come on me, you can do it. You can brain. I don't like the brick floor for the wash basin. I changed it to concrete. I should have put a grate in there. But I do put a cauldron. We need a water source for the horsies. They need bathies too. And I just changed this all to walls because that would be really weird. Whichever horse is in this stall right next to this wash bay, I hope likes water. Otherwise, I feel bad for it. And this front bit is an actual door because this is our human entrance into the barn. I play with where I want that door a lot. It's annoying. And then I accidentally put planks down. Alright, now we're going to, because as you can see, it's just a big ass rectangle. We're going to pop the hallways out a bit. So obviously this is our main entrance, this is our doorway, this is how you get to the rest of the town. And it is a very slow slab descent. So that you don't hit your head, because hello, a traveling villager. It's on the other side of the crevice by the monastery. But horses are bad about lifting you up off the ground because you're really tall and then you slam your head on whatever's there. I don't think you can right now. Obviously there's no ceiling, can't, period. But the way I've done it is you might be able to slam your head and start suffocating if you get on the horse when they're at the very back of the stall. I think you will suffocate. I think there's half a block too low to be riding. The rest of it you should be fine. I think so. I hope so, because I hope I did that right. But yeah, these hallways I've popped out a bit just so the building is not flat as hell. But they are still going to keep this lovely stair trapdoor pattern. And because I didn't take out the rest of this hill, you saw me at the beginning, I shaved off part of it, but I left some of it here because I didn't realize how far over I was going. It's kind of half buried, and I kind of like it. And then in these little offshoots, I'm putting hay bales just to make it look like it's in use. This is where the horses get their foods. And now the roof situation. Where I'm really happy I got acacia. Like, I'm starting to really like this brick in acacia. The roof, on the other hand, is another story. I will play with this roof till the end of time. Because there's different layers. There's different patterns. Oh my goodness. So where the wash bay is, this is going to be our reference, our wash bay. I'm going to have I already know I want a triangle roof over that, with the rest of the roof being like this slow slab descent. But the center hallway, I want to come up higher. So, we're going to have like several subsections of roof. A lot of them. And it's going to get redonkulous. But as I said, I did use cobble deep slate because it actually works really well with the logs of acacia, however you want to call this. I said I'm bringing this up higher because I want these center hallways just to come up a bit higher. How much higher, I don't know. And then we've got cross beams. These cross beams are going to be used to bring lanterns in and light up the inside mostly. Is it successful? No, because they're a little too high. Do I try anyway? Yes. Yes, I do. But now you guys can see more of that brickwork coming in. A lot of the second floor you will see the brick coming in and playing with this so that it doesn't look too funny. I do have to put a stair in there so it doesn't look wonky on the inside. I'm trying to be as successful as possible at keeping it less jank, the least amount of jank blocks as possible, while still keeping the style I want. So we've got, oh my goodness, I do try to change this out, and it's not my friend. It's not a friend. It is being mean to me, and then I'm bringing a pattern down to make it look like the brick wall comes down, but not all the way. Now I gotta figure out how tall I want this before I start the roof again. And it's one more. The answer was one more. Really tall ass building. And we're going to do the same style. I think it's the same. But it's very much more peaked. I did try to stair it. I think I changed that out. I think it makes me angry. I think... Is it still stairs? I play with it a lot. Yeah, so this one's stairs. And I think I do change this to slabs in a minute because it's not correct. It's okay, me. Yep, there it is. There's the slab change. Rain. Why you do this? Thank you. Oh, and look at that pretty sunset in the background. And because, as I said, I'm trying to make this the least amount of jank as possible, I have to put some brick on the top corners there. So this, the higher loft is going to be a wonky T, because the back hallway I didn't bother raising at all. That's not raised. And then you see me come out all the way on the bottom and realizing I'm at the area where I want a peaked roof, so I just stopped touching it over there. Oh my goodness. And we'll bring this T out, and we'll bring this area out as well. Trying to copy whatever I did on the other side to get that stair in, because I had it backwards. And bring our little peak, and we're going to have our little T junction. There we go. Now, because of the way it is a slabbed roof, it does need to be lit up. And I do find a way to fix that problem. Just, you gotta trust the process here. You always gotta trust the process. Because if you don't, you end up like the monastery roof, where I didn't trust the process. And I forgot about 2 blocks that I needed, and I just don't want to go back and fix it. Alright. So we have another divot problem, because we have this down here. Hello. So our peaked roof is another T-junction. But the incline is much steeper, as it is. Do I want to bring that all the way up? I don't have to, because of the way it works. There we go. Fix that up. And change these to brick as well. And you can actually see what the little pattern I do on the inside soon. Oh, hello screen. Sorry, when I was recording this, I was also, technically this is recorded on Christmas, and I was in the middle of cooking a turkey. So pardon me as I swap screens a lot. And if you've never cooked a turkey, I'm so sorry. Don't do it. It's a trap. It was a trap. Cooking the turkey entirely was a trap. And I'm fixing these slabs. The descent was just a little bit too steep. And then I put some nice windows in at the openings. Basically only 3. 3 fence windows at the top. And then I bring this down lower. So you've got that little bit more of an incline. I'm just checking out the roof now, making sure it's everything I ever wanted in a roof. And it's not, because it's horribly unlit. So, as I said, forgot to trust the process. I forgot buttons existed. Buttons. Things can't spawn on buttons. It also gives the roof even more depth than it didn't have. So we're going with 3 different sets of buttons. We've got blackstone buttons, which are going to be used on the deep slate. We've got Acacia buttons, which are used obviously on the Cha-Cha. And then specifically 6 mahogany buttons that are used on their brick points to make them more features and less funky looking. And honestly, they kind of look nice. I do try to bring a sign, and then I hated every second of it, so I just took it out. And of course, the road. take out that light. We'll fix it in a second. This beacon is kind of becoming like a little roundabout, and it's funny. I forgot to grab the step. Bring more of the lights back that I took down. And I didn't bring the pathway all the way up because I want the horses to be able to get out off the road and go into the grass. Alright, inside. You won't see a lot inside, basically. I'm just kind of going in. I'm making sure everything's lit up. And then I realize this is way too high. It's way too high. I'm having a problem lighting it up because of that. Because pillagers can spawn at 7 and below. Every other mob can spawn at 0. So that's our problem. So I bring sea lanterns and grates. And I do this tier 2. Again, the not bright orange, but the slightly tainted one. Because it matches the brick well. Got some bamboo in here. Orange was just too much when I placed it down. But the bamboo is a nice hanging sign. It doesn't hang off our slab that we have down, but it does hang off the sides. Which is something I couldn't do earlier. I don't know why, but it wasn't letting me place this hanging sign wherever I wanted. And I think it was because it was off a fence post. I was trying to get a hanging sign off the side of a fence post, and it wasn't functioning. Of course, we put some horses. Their names are horse, so I don't actually name them. I didn't get to Hector to spawn, and I do put some more lichen in where there isn't quite enough light at the back of some of those stalls. I don't want pillagers. I don't want that. Up on the roof, put some barrels down. They are just high enough up on those rafters. This is also a little hayloft. Those barrels are just high enough up that you can reach them. It's hilarious. You're just within reach when you stand below them. But here it is. You can see where I brought it down to cover off the side of the cliff, which I think is really nice. Mildly terrifying, but really nice. Discord once again wants me to stream when I'm not in a call. I think the stable might be up for like my favorite building now, honestly. It might be there. We'll do a tour on New Year's Day of all the buildings. I know we said that last year and we didn't, but things happened. I forgot to move that anvil. That anvil was where the horses got named Horse, so that they won't despawn. And again, get a little view onto the housing. You see those barrels. This is just an empty loft. I thought it would be nice to have one part that had a flat space. Our very special Skelly horse. He's a special boy. And we've got the doorway, a little sitting area, and the wash bay. Honestly, I'm really happy with this building. I forgot to close the door though. Go back and close the door, you fool. There's a spider that's stuck there. The thing about doing roofs that overhang is sometimes spiders get stuck. And it's both hilarious and terrifying. I was really worried about this brick, but as I said, this is definitely up for one of my favorite buildings now. Thank you for closing the door, you heathen. Definitely up for one of my favorite buildings now. The brick worked really well with the stable that I didn't think it would, and obviously a cha-cha is just a cha-cha. It's orange, it's questionable, it's great. Next build, tomorrow, is going to be here, where this little strip is beside the road and these granite houses. I don't know how it's gonna work, but we're gonna try. I'm gonna hope, I'm gonna dream. We're not gonna die. But this is our advent calendar. We have, I think, 4 more days left until 2025. And let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's have a good 2025. Let's start it off right by ending 2024 with the good advent Minecraft calendar. Hell yeah. Woo! So, there's our little village. As I said, we'll be building beside the granite houses and the road to the monastery, just so that strip has something in it. And we'll see you all next time as the rain clears and our village comes to its full fruition. Bye, folks.